What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Just want to talk about how narcissists hate to see you sleep. And this is something I thought about because I was having a conversation with someone who told me that the narcissist had called her at 4:30 in the morning. And she said when I got this call from her, it scared me because if someone called me that time in the morning, it'll make me think something is wrong. And I said, yeah, she used to do that to me a lot. And I never understood that. Like, why would you call me at 4:30 in the morning? You know, I'm trying to get the last little hour of sleep in before I have to be up for work. You know, it'll be good to get a really good night's sleep and you can beat the alarm clock. But when you're in that good sleep, just an hour away from waking up and then the phone rings or whatever, or a loud text message alert right there in your ear, you know, that just messed you up because you're up earlier than you need to be. The narcissist had a bad habit of doing this to me a lot of times, and I never understood why. But one thing I learned is narcissists, they don't really sleep good at night. And maybe it just have to do with the trauma that they dealt with coming up as a child or whenever it took place in their life. But because they don't sleep well, they hate to see other people sleeping peacefully. They love to break your wrist. And it's like a payback thing or just a way of them punishing you because they're jealous because you're sleeping peacefully and they can't. They don't know what that feels like. I used to give the narc advice that maybe she should go to the pharmacy and just look up some over-the-counter supplements that she could take like melatonin to help her get some sleep. And then she drank every day. Like she has a habit of drinking beer every day. And I was like, well, when I went to the doctor, they said that alcohol can contribute to you being up at night like that. And then she was like, well, I'm not going to stop that. It's like every time you will offer some advice, she don't want to hear it. She just want the quick fix. And I mean, narcissists, their mind is dead set on getting supply. Whether it's from a human, just a human supply, or, you know, in the form of drugs, something that they can take to make themselves feel good. Like they're going to get a high either way it goes. They're determined to just make themselves feel good, whether it's hurting somebody else or harming themselves. They do that. That's the way they live. And I don't know, it just always bothered me that she would just be wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning and she figured that it was okay to disrupt my sleep just because she can't sleep. And so what I started doing is just like muting, you know, her notifications because I know she had a habit of doing this. And I guess she picked up on it. Like I couldn't even receive her phone calls. I'm just not going to accept phone calls and from someone who's deliberately trying to do this to me. And so what she would start to do is like show up at my house. And why would you show up at my house? I have my own car to drive to work. Like I already told you that, you know, I didn't need you to come and get me to go to work. I was going to drive my own car, but it's like she insists. So that was her way of showing me that, you know, she just wasn't going to be ignored. So she would show up at the house and blow. Like, who blows the horn at somebody's house that time of morning? Like, it's dark outside. She would do things like this. So narcissists, they just hate to see you sleep because they can't get a good night's sleep. And that's a form of abuse. Like, it can have a person disoriented for the rest of the day. And it'll have you in a mood to where you lashing out at people who didn't even do you anything. And so, they just get a kick out of making other people's lives miserable. And that's one way of doing it to you by disrupting your sleep. They just hate to see you in a peaceful state of mind. So that's all I wanted to talk about real quick. And leave your comments down below. And as always, thank y'all for watching. I'll talk to you soon.